Phil Valentine. It's just common sense.
You know, every 4 years our attention is directed to the elections, but it's also directed to the Electoral College, and people usually have two questions. First of all, what the heck is it? And second, is it antiquated and should we get rid of it? In the next couple of minutes, we're going to answer both those questions, but let's first start with what the Electoral College is. Now, the pundits out there have tried to overcomplicate this over the years. It's very easy to understand. You know about our congressional delegation, our legislative process. We have 435 congressmen, we have 100 senators, and each state has an apportioned amount of congressmen based on the population, and each state has 2 senators. And this is so that the smaller states get a little bit of a leg up when it comes to legislation and are not completely obliterated by the larger states. Well, the same theory is in play with the Electoral College. So we have 435 congressmen, we have 100 senators, and we have 3 electoral votes that in 1961, because of the 23rd Amendment, were given to Washington, D.C. So therefore, we have a total of 538 electoral votes. Now, how are they divvied up? Well, with the exception of Maine and Nebraska, the rest of the country goes with winner take all. So let's see why this was a wise thing to do and why we shouldn't get rid of it. Now, California is our most populous state, and they have 37.7 million people. Now, let's compare California to Alabama, Georgia, Louisiana, Mississippi, South Carolina, and Tennessee. California has gone historically blue in the last few elections. That's Democrat. And the other states have gone historically red, and that's generally Republican. So we look at the population of those 6 states together, it's 33.2 million. Now, if this were a popular vote, then California would cancel out or override all 6 of those states. But as it is, this is the Electoral College. So each state has, according to their congressional delegation, plus 2 senators, which gives them a little extra edge when it comes to the Electoral College. And so California has 55 electoral votes, and these 6 states together have 59. In the Electoral College, they trump California. In the popular vote, California trumps these 6 states. No better way to illustrate this than from the map from 2000. This was the famous map from USA Today that gave us the now famous red states and blue states. And take a look at this. When you look at the 2000 map, this is the Electoral College map. And what you see across the country, you see pockets of blue up in the Northeast. You see pockets of blue in some of these other states and then down the left coast. But then across the entire country, pretty much, there's a lot of red. It doesn't seem to make sense that these small blue areas would dictate the president to the rest of the red areas. Look at this. This is an illustration through breakdown of county by county, red state, blue state, and it's even more stark when you look at this. There are still pockets of blue around the major metropolitan areas, but across the vast part of the United States, it's generally red. Now, after the election, the Electoral College meets, and these are the people that are picked by the parties, whether it's the Republicans or the Democrats or the Libertarians or whoever wins. They get to send their delegation of electors to the State House to cast their votes. These votes are cast, those votes are sent to Washington, D.C., where they're counted all together in a big ceremony, and voila, we have a president. It's not overly complicated, it's just common sense.